Amara huddled in the corner of her cell, shivering in the darkness. She had been in the shadow prison for what felt like an eternity, and each passing moment seemed to stretch on forever. But then she heard a sound, a faint rustling in the darkness. She strained her ears, listening intently. And then she heard it again, a soft whisper that seemed to come from just beyond the walls of her cell. Amara crawled across the floor, pressing her ear against the cold stone. "Hello?" she called out. "Is someone there?" There was a pause, and then a voice whispered back. "Yes. I'm here." "Who are you?" Amara asked, her voice trembling. "I'm Jax," the voice replied. "I've been here for a while. Longer than most. Can you help me?" Amara asked desperately. "I don't know how much longer I can take this." There was a silence, and then Jax spoke again. "I don't know how to get out of here," he said. "But I can tell you stories. Stories of the outside world. Stories of the sun and the stars and the colors you can't see anymore." And as Jax whispered his stories into the darkness, Amara felt a glimmer of hope stir within her. Maybe, just maybe, there was a way out of this place after all. Amara had been watching the shadows for days, searching for any weakness in the prison's defenses. And then, finally, she saw it. A guard was making his rounds, his flickering light illuminating the darkness for just a moment before disappearing again. And as he passed by Amara's cell, she saw something move in the shadows behind her. It was another prisoner, one she had never seen before. He was crouched low, his eyes fixed on the guard's light. And then, in a sudden burst of movement, he leapt forward, grabbing the guard's light and pulling it out of his hand. The guard stumbled backwards, his hands flailing in the darkness. And then, just as suddenly as it had started, it was over. The prisoner disappeared into the shadows, and the guard was left standing alone. Amara felt her heart pounding in her chest. This was their chance. She crawled across the floor of her cell, trying to remain as silent as possible. And then she saw it, a crack in the wall, just large enough for her to squeeze through. With trembling fingers, she reached out and touched the crack. To her amazement, it widened, until it was large enough for her to slip through. Amara glanced back at the guard, who was still stumbling around in the darkness. And then she took a deep breath, and stepped out into the outside world.